as I sit up here at home, let me make this clear. I guess a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, you had a guy who ran for mayor up in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Now, this dude won the election on basically using America's, America's trifling past to basically win the election. So what this dude did, he's not a Nigerian immigrant. He's from Nigeria. Now, as of lately, a lot of the FBA community, a foundational black community, we've been in what you would consider a diaspora war. And what it is, the United States, let all these immigrants come over and get shit, that, most black Americans can't get, and even some Americans can't get. They let these immigrants come over and get all shit. And then especially it's been a lot of tension between black and foundational Africans and black foundational black Americans. You got the shit going on up there in Minnesota with the Somali community. And I'm glad Donald Trump doing this shit. I don't give a fuck. Because you come over here on what black Americans built when we put in the 16th Amendment after the Civil Rights Act bill was passed, we put that in. And what happened is they let a lot of these immigrants, all these immigrants that flood the market, come in from everywhere. And then they put these motherfuckers often, when they start businesses, they redline black Americans. But they give all these immigrants, Arabs, Pakistanis, Indians, Koreans, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna say it. They give all these immigrants grants and loans and shit to open up businesses. But the catch is they can only open businesses in the black community. Meanwhile, they redline black people from having businesses, starting our own businesses in our own community. So when shit happens and you have riots and shit like that, and y'all see you white people say, why they burning down their own community? Those are not our those are foreign owned businesses. We don't give a fuck. They were put here to make money off us. So when you see black people burning down them motherfucking buildings and shit that's owned by these foreign businesses, we don't give a fuck, because they are not no FBA. They are not from our community. So we're going to go back to this Nigeria. Now this Nigeria, using the shit that happened to us in the past, and basically due to all this racial shit going on in America with Donald Trump and all that shit, this African, this Nigerian, took advantage of the situation. This dude burnt the cross and put a nigger across it just to use racial sympathy just to win the election. Now I told y'all, all this shit happened after the demise of Charlie Kirk with the left. This is why I don't trust the Democrats at all. They was going around orchestrating all these so-called fake lynchings and all these so-called motherfucker fake calls to HBCUs, pretending to be white supremacist groups threatening these black institutions. When I told people that shit is your Democrats doing rat shit, because they trying to scare y'all black people back onto the motherfucking Democratic plantation. They was weaponizing Charlie Kirk's death to do this shit. I said that. They was gonna. I said that before. I said if something happened to that man, they could watch the liberals gonna use that man to basically use that man's death, demise, to do all kind of shit. Basically, because they was losing votes from the black people. And Kamala Harris, they lost a lot of black male support. Even though 60% of black males did vote for Kamala Harris, majority of black men like me, we stood out. We voted for the couch. We didn't vote at all. So, like I said, a lot of us was getting attacked by black women telling us that, oh, y'all didn't vote for Kamala. See, that's why we got Donald Trump in. I said, well, either way it go, this country, well, it's going to be fucked, whether you had Kamala Harris Donald Trump. It's a country where it's gonna be fucked. But the best thing I liked about Donald Trump, it did call out all the white supremacists, white nationalists coming out the woodwork. However, we already know the left, the liberals and Democrats gonna use that, weaponize that shit too. That's the fucked up thing about that. They'll weaponize that, and that's what they did after Charlie Kirk's demise, which I really hated. You know, I don't wish that on nobody, even Charlie Kirk. Much as I disagree with his ass, I don't wish that on nobody that to happen to anyone. You know, but me personally, that's a whole nother video on Charlie Kirk and the reason why he was deleted. And we already know it's way more deeper than y'all think that some kid that live in Salt Lake City doing this shit. And I know some of y'all white people know it's something deeper. It's something more to that. And I say, people say, well, you can't put that in the same context of a Malcolm X, Charlie Kirk's assassination, like Malcolm X, MLK, or JFK, or Medgar Evers. You can, and it's all related. It's all related, and it got something to do with who? AIPAC.